You all, I am so pissed. Like, I am beyond pissed, self, in fact, because, like, what? You guys, if you have been following my news reports on the Akpabio Natasha Akpoti quarrel, you would know that I mentioned in a previous video that I think Akpabio made advances at Natasha Akpoti and she refused. And he felt his ego has been bristled, which is why he has been victimizing her on the floor of the Senate. Guess what, guys? Natasha Akpoti has revealed on a national television, live on Arise television, how Akpabio made sexual advances at her. You guys, don't forget about, I think, 5-10 years ago, under NDDC, where a woman claimed she slapped Akpabio for making sexual advances at her. Now, I talked about this in a previous video, and somebody said, oh, where is the proof that Akpabio has been victimizing women? Where is the proof and all of this? He has that track record. In fact, the list is long. It is endless of how, Akpabio has been victimizing Natasha. He has been victimizing the senator from Abuja, a woman as well. As it stands, even women are struggling to have a space, to create a space for themselves in politics. Can you imagine, as big as the whole Senate is, we have just 4 women representing their constituency, but yet Akpabio decides to make life difficult for just the few who are at the Senate representing their constituency. It's bad enough that women do not get represented in the political space, but the few that still, strive to succeed in politics, you are frustrating their efforts. Like, why? And this is a man that would always boast any small thing. He would say, I have girls as children. I have five girls as children. Would you want anybody to do that to your children? Why are you frustrating these people? Why are you frustrating these women? All for what? These are married women to start with. The day Natasha poured out her mind at the floor of the Senate, I knew that this woman has been pushed to the wall. She has been pushed to the wall and she had no option than to voice out. Just a few days ago, she said that she has a lot to say and she's going to be revealing everything soon, that she just wants to know which direction this was going to. But anyway, I don't want to bore you with my long talk because, this is a topic that I'm so passionate about. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button down below. Join this amazing community we have here. Also, leave your opinions in the comment section. Don't forget to give this video a massive thumbs up. That way, YouTube is able to recommend this video to other YouTube viewers all around the world. Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti on Friday disclosed that she has been maligned, victimized, and denied privileges because she refused an inappropriate relationship with the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. Natasha made this claim while narrating how Akpabio has been making unwelcome advances towards her. She disclosed this while featuring on Arise Television's Morning Today. The senator accused Akpabio of blocking her motion because she refused to engage in an inappropriate affair with him. Recently, there has been an altercation between Natasha and Akpabio over sitting arrangements on the Senate floor. However, narrating an ordeal with Akpabio, Natasha said, "The Senate President made a mistake by not allowing me to speak on that Order 10. The Senate President has the right to allocate seats and senators should adhere, but for a senator to invoke Order 10, it means their privileges have been trampled upon, and that can be raised anywhere at any time. So once a senator shouts Order 10, even if they are being dragged on the floor, they are supposed to be heard. Once I raised Order 10, the Senate President ought to have allowed me to speak. He could have used his discretion to move that complaint to the Ethics and Privileges Committee or overrule it, but he failed to do that. Instead, he ordered the sergeant at arms to remove me from the chambers and prepare my suspension. I did mention that in the Senate, I have been dehumanized, maligned, and all that, and I believe that this situation was just the straw that broke the camel's back." Can you imagine? This is just like a student, that is being frustrated by the lecturer. It feels like if he frustrates all her efforts, if he tries to dehumanize her, malign her, she would finally give in to his request. But things are not done that way. There are other women out there who would easily open their legs for you. Why didn't you go for those people? Why? Why must it be Natasha? She said no. I don't understand. It's like, this is just like, okay, a woman goes to the university, she faces all of these things. A lecturer says, okay, go out with me. She says no. And the lecturer starts failing the students. There have been, series of stories like that. There are series of stories like that out there. You see, movie actresses as well would always complain that producers wants to sleep with them just to get a role. And look at a senator, for that matter. At her age, you would think that, okay, maybe she would not be facing such things anymore. Imagine. But she's still facing it at the hands of this kind of egotistical men. Can you imagine? Anyway, moving on. Many people do not know what I'm about to say, and I'm going to speak my truth while the Senate president is allowed to counter it. It all started on December 8th, 2023, a day before my birthday, and we were all in Akwa Ibom, and he held my hand, saying he wanted to show me around his house. My husband was walking behind us. I noticed that he hastened his pace while still holding my hand, and then he got to a particular sitting room and said, "Do you like my house?" I said, "Of course, sir. Every room is beautiful." He then said, "Now that you are a senator, I'm going to create time for us to come and spend quality moments here. You will enjoy it." When I turned to look at my husband to see if he had heard that or not, the Senate president also turned and said, "Let me show you my chapel as well." That evening, we left his house at about 11 p.m. and my husband asked what the Senate president told me. I wondered whether I should tell him what the Senate president said about bringing me there to have a good time, or if I should just let it go because I knew how much my husband adored him. In February, I wanted to move a motion for the investigation of anti-corruption practices at Ajaokuta Steel Company. I listed that motion 5 times, but it was only on the 6th attempt that it was approved. Many senators can testify to that. Each time the motion was listed, he would say, "Senator Natasha, we can't take this motion because the good of a Senate does not accommodate it." He kept doing that. So I went to his office and said, "You know how important this Ajaokuta Steel Company is to me and my people. I've noticed that you have repeatedly stepped down this motion." He replied, "Natasha, I am the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me and make me happy." Can you imagine? For a senator to be able to move a motion at the floor of the Senate, the senator needs to make Akpabio happy. Hey, God, oh. I just hope that the people of Kogi State would take this matter up and demonstrate and protest. Because what the hell? What's the freaking hell, Akpabio? At that point, I said I would pretend I didn't hear that. He then said, "The ball is in your court." When I got home, I told my husband to speak to the Senate president to allow my motion to go through. You know, when a student keeps failing because they refuse to sleep with the lecturer, that is exactly what I have been facing in simple terms. Regarding the night club incident, I believe that was not a slip of tongue. He had told me that there are a number of ways we can have fun if we'll travel. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this man? Can you imagine this humanizer? Can you imagine this humanizer? So for her to be able to pass a motion, move a motion or pass a bill for our people that will benefit our people, she has to sleep with you to do that. I just hope that the people of Kogi State take this matter up, because anything affecting Natasha and affecting her work is directly also affecting the people of Kogi State, her constituency in particular, because those are the people that she's representing at the Senate. And if Akpabio is not allowing her to do her job, then there's problem, there's trouble. Before we go, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Obi Ekpang says, "I know definitely you will say so." This is not about, definitely you will say so. Now we know that there have been sins or, situations where women will lie. If they're having issues with a man, they will come up with this kind of lies, because they think that, that is the only way that they can get public opinion in their favor. But in this situation, I don't think that is one of those situations. This man we are talking about, this is not his first rodeo. This is not the first time he's been accused of this. Definitely, in every fire, there must be smoke. It means that there's an element of truth in this. She's not the first person that will accuse him of this. So this is not even a sham. Believe me. Eze says, "I know it. Speak out, lady. Nothing will happen. Speak out immediately I know it can never be anything less than that. Akpabio, na known as woman. When he was governor, he almost raped my sister, a copper in government house that year. Imagine, oh, every Tom, Dick, and Harry has a Akpabio story. Imagine, apart from being an Asha woman or humanizer, the fact that, he was a former director at NDDC, and you guys knew what happened then, when that woman wanted to open their nyash off the mic, that situation, should that kind of person, should that kind of person be made the speaker? Should that kind of person be occupy the third highest position in a country such as this? Can you imagine that? Thank you very much for always listening and watching. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain for now. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section below. Like this video, don't forget to also subscribe. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye for now.